Want your child to be more focused and calm? This AI-generated guide promises it can help you do that in just 7 days for only $7. But is this a scam? Can you trust AI for ADHD parenting help? I've now seen so many AI scams that not only target ADHD families, but also parents desperate for any kind of help. So in this video, we'll look into this guide and I'll share 4 big problems with parenting content created by AI. This way, you'll learn when you can trust and when you shouldn't trust AI-generated resources. And if you stick around to the end, you'll also learn 7 quick ways to actually use AI chatbots for help with your child's ADHD. Thanks to Custodio for sponsoring this video. And if you don't know me yet, I'm Dr. Jacque, and through my therapy practice and online programs, I've helped hundreds of ADHD families feel better and less stressed. If you've ever felt unsure of online advice, I hope you can take a second to tap the like button and subscribe to my channel. It's an easy thing you can do right now to support my work and help spread this video to more families who need to see it. So thank you for that. Now, let me tell you a story from my own life that's a perfect example of the first problem you should look out for. And I don't think it's what you'd expect. So a couple of months ago, I was scrolling on my phone after a long day when I found an ad for this $7 guide that promised to help my ADHD child become focused and calm in just 7 days. As a psychologist, I immediately felt that something about the ad was off. So I clicked. The sales page made big promises for quick changes. It was full of what seemed like glowing reviews from hundreds of parents. But as I looked more closely, I saw many red flags. The author looked different in all of the images showing her, even different color eyes. I couldn't find any information about her credentials or her as an individual. And when I searched for the real-looking reviews on the sales page, I came across something that I wasn't expecting. My search sent me down a rabbit hole, and I found another nearly identical website, and then another, and another, even an Amazon book listing. All were selling the same guide, but under different author names. One was a doctor, another was a mom of 2 kids with ADHD, and another was a child development expert. Everything seemed AI generated. My mind was honestly blown. And this is why this is the first problem I have with AI parenting content, or more like a problem with who's hiding behind the content. There's nothing wrong with accurate AI-generated information or using AI to help you sell a product. But I think that using AI to create fake experts and identities is deliberately misleading or deceiving people. But does this matter in practice? Well, when I clicked the links for the unconditional money-back guarantee for the guide, all the links were broken. The company listed did not actually exist. There was no real contact information and no real traceable person behind the website. And this is what the fine print at the bottom of the page included. The author name and image displayed on this page are illustrative placeholders and do not represent a real person. Any testimonials, parent perspectives, or case studies referenced are fictional. How is this even allowed? This guide wasn't created by a real person with expertise in ADHD. It wasn't even created by a mom with personal experience with ADHD. Someone was using AI to create everything from the authors to the guide itself and present it as a trustworthy resource, all to prey on parents who have a real problem and are looking for real help. Parenting is hard enough without having to worry about being taken advantage of and worry about the safety of the personal and financial information you're sharing with completely anonymous entities. When you can't tell who made a resource, you can't actually judge if the contents are even true, and most importantly, you can't hold anyone accountable. By the way, I know the word scam is used in a variety of situations, so when I say scam in this video, I mean the dictionary definition of a fraudulent or deceptive act or operation, and specifically the part about a deceptive operation. I eventually discovered a person teaching how to make these guides for easy money. Here's some clips from this person's actual ads, which, by the way, also look 100% created by AI.
AI wrote the whole thing. I just found the problem and sold the solution.
So you are selling advice you have never used?
Babe, I am making $300 a day. Who cares if it works?
You are terrible.
I am terrible, but I am rich.
And that is how you turn problems into profit. Click below to learn how to sell PDF guides online.
But this first problem aside, there's another big problem. Even if we can ignore that we can't trust the source of the advice we're getting, can you trust the actual AI-generated guide? Ultimately, you're still getting something in exchange for your money, right? I'll tell you this, AI can generate convincing words, but words don't necessarily mean good advice. While AI can be a helpful tool for gathering information and it's getting better and better at things, you need to be cautious of how you use it and cautious of resources based entirely on AI. Why? Because the second problem with AI-generated parenting content is that large language models, the most common AIs used nowadays, routinely make up facts. You may have heard this referred to as AI hallucinations. And AI can be very convincing about ADHD strategies that are completely made up. No one is immune to this. Even big companies can publish AI-created content with errors. The multinational company Deloitte got in trouble for it. They had to refund part of a government contract after AI-linked errors and fake citations were found in a big report they were hired to do. So if you can't trust that the source of an AI-generated guide has reviewed it for accuracy, you really should not trust the guide itself. Can it have some helpful information? Yeah, probably, but it can also include things that are completely made up and do more harm than good. So can you just use AI chatbots yourself and not have to deal with the first and second problem? I'll give you some ideas about how to do that in a bit, but in this case, I want you to think about a third important issue, especially if you use AI chatbots for ADHD parenting advice. You need to be aware that consumer chatbots are generally not health privacy law covered entities. So you should not treat them like protected health services. What does this mean in practice? In a podcast, the CEO of OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, said that conversations about mental health or emotional advice are not private. And Meta's AI has already leaked sensitive personal information from some users to other users. They patched a bug that lets some users see others' AI prompts and responses. This is a big deal. It should be your choice if you ever want that information to be public. So be careful about sharing anything high stakes or deeply personal with AI chatbots. Avoid sharing identifying details about your child, and don't ask AI for diagnosis, medication, or crisis guidance. This isn't to say that AI can't be used to offer personal guidance. This video's sponsor, Custodio, uses advanced AI-powered alerts that can help keep your child's digital world safer. Custodio is an all-in-one parental control app that helps you monitor, manage, and protect your child's device use so you don't have to hover over your kids. Custodio lets you monitor and block inappropriate websites and apps, and their AI-powered alerts can detect over 20 types of threats, from bullying and self-harm to school absences and health worries. You can stay informed when there's something you should know about while your children enjoy their freedom safely. You can also set daily screen time limits or limits for specific apps, and you can establish routines for specific times of day, like study time and bedtime. And Custodio will automatically pause distracting apps and even the internet during those windows. With Custodio, you and your partner can share the same dashboard, manage multiple kids and devices, and link devices across iOS and Android from a single phone. There's a free version you can try with no credit card required, and if you use the code Dr. Jacque at the link in the description, you'll get a discount on your annual plan. So if you're looking for a great way to take care of your kids' online safety, check out Custodio and give it a try. Now, what's truly the worst problem with AI advice for ADHD? Personally, I think the ugliest part is the spread of mass-produced guides that promise to fix parts of ADHD or even ADHD itself. This just perpetuates problematic narratives that already exist in the field of mental health. AI resources like this are not only giving people false hope and creating beliefs that change can be quick, but they're also perpetuating a myth that ADHD itself can be fixed. And if more people believe that you can get a guide that fixes ADHD within a week, then why would families suffering deserve more support or resources? Why would we support neurodivergent kids at school with IEPs or tailored help? Promises of quick fixes, whether AI-based or not, just keep the stigma and misconceptions around ADHD alive. Even misconceptions about the value that mental health professionals have. From my own experience, mental health and the professionals who practice it are already undervalued, both from a financial perspective and just society in general. AI guides that promise quick fixes undermine the legitimacy and the necessity of the work we receive years of training in and currently practice. So where do we go from here? I don't think you should trust completely AI-generated resources, especially when you can't trust who they're coming from. But does that mean you shouldn't use AI at all to get help with ADHD? I don't think so. AI chatbots can be helpful with many things when it comes to parenting. So here's my quick list of 7 ways you can use AI chatbots for help with your child's ADHD. And I'd love to hear from you about other ways you've been using AI to help with ADHD. Just put it in the comments so everyone can benefit. So first, a great starting point is gathering some general information. Think of it like an interactive Wikipedia page. Ask for simple explanations or ideas, and make sure to always ask it for sources. Then spot check them before taking AI advice at face value. And if an AI claim sounds extreme or like a quick fix, pause and consider that real lasting change often takes time and repetition. AI chatbots can also be helpful to turn a long article into a one-page checklist that you can review. Help plan the daily schedule with your child, especially if you yourself have ADHD. Draft a morning routine with times and pictures that you can adjust for your child. Draft an email requesting accommodations from a teacher that you can personalize after. Simplify or summarize advice that you provide to the AI so it can break it down into actionable tasks. And if you struggle with ADHD yourself, quick information lookup without falling into rabbit holes. All of these can save you time so that you can invest more time into what actually helps ADHD most, improving your relationships, practicing skills, and consistency. For more on that, check out this video next. And remember that if an offer seems too good to be true, it most likely is, especially if it's hiding behind AI-generated identities. As always, put your relationships first, and I'll see you in the next video.